Did you know that Kalea can turn the tide of battle with just one skill? Her Tsunami Slam drags an enemy hero across the battlefield, CC immune while doing so, and then slams them down with AoE effect. Combine that with her passive's enhanced basic attacks and water zones, and suddenly she's controlling zones, healing allies and locking down your damage dealers. But what if I told you how to shut her down before she becomes the boss of your teamfights? Welcome back to Mobile Legends News. Today we're diving into one of the newer support fighter hybrids shaking the meta, Kalea. She's got healing, mobility, crowd control, and zoning all in one kit, which makes her horrifying in teamfights. But every hero has weak points. If you're serious about climbing the ranks, surviving Kalea's engages, and turning her burst back on her, you must learn how to counter her correctly. Let's break down the challenges, the weaknesses, and the proven strategies to deal with Kalea, so you can stop her from steamrolling your team. Kalea's design makes her a multifaceted threat that many players struggle against. The challenges she poses come from the combination of strong crowd control, healing sustain, zone control, and engage potential. Let's examine them in turn and see why many players feel overwhelmed when facing her. First, her survivability and sustain. Kalea's passive Surge of Life generates water zones. Inside those zones, when she uses skills and follows them with enhanced basic attacks, she heals herself and the nearby ally with the lowest HP. This means that in drawn-out exchanges, she can outlast many heroes who don't bring sustain themselves. Players often underestimate just how much she can heal back when trading hits. Second, her crowd control. Her skill 2 Tidal Strike can knock up enemies, especially when she charges into walls or water zones. Her ultimate Tsunami Slam drags a target, CC immune while doing it, then slams them down in a chosen direction, affecting nearby enemies. That's strong single target engage plus displacement plus AoE damage. If you get caught, there are few ways out. Third, her zoning and flexibility. The water zones her passive makes force fights into areas favorable to her. She can dash, jump, control walls, force enemies into bad positions, and basically fighting close to walls, terrain, tight spaces helps her Tidal Strike bounce/leap, land knockups, and it also sets her up for her ultimate. Also, she can punish grouping or poor positioning. And fourth, her early to mid game spike. Once she has a few core items and levels, her cooldowns drop. Her enhanced basic attack chain becomes more effective. Her control and damage are no longer negligible. Many teams find themselves forced to respect her presence, allow her to peel for carries, and often waste resources reacting instead of proactively countering. However, despite all of this, she does have weaknesses that smart opponents can exploit. Her enhanced basic attacks have fixed animations and timing, not influenced by attack speed. That means fast burst or high mobility can disrupt her flow. Also, because her damage and heal rely on being in or triggering water zones and chaining skills correctly, a disrupted combo, CC, or interrupt early can severely diminish her effectiveness. Low damage early game heroes or aggressive laners can punish her before she has items. In sum, facing Kalea means you're up against someone who can control fights, heal, engage, displace, and zone you. If you don't plan, she'll dominate teamfights. But if you do, there are ways to limit her jump in, punish weak early game, and strip her combo potential. Now that we've outlined Kalea's terrifying toolkit, let's talk about how to actually beat her. Because right now, she sounds a lot like Poseidon's favorite daughter. Unstoppable tidal wave power, healing allies like some beachside cleric. But here's the truth. Kalea is strong only when she controls the pace of battle. If you can take away her rhythm, she suddenly feels more like a wet sponge than a tsunami. And the good news? There are several ways to do exactly that. The first key is timing. Kalea thrives on chaining her skills with her passive in those water zones. Think of her like a DJ who needs her set list. If she misses a beat, the dance floor goes silent. When you engage her early, especially in the first 3 levels, you stop her from building momentum. Her win rate, according to official mlbb counter data, dips below 46% when teams put heavy pressure on her during the laning phase. That's not just a number. That's a neon sign telling you, don't let her get comfortable. Poke her, harass her, force her to burn skills defensively. If Kalea is limping into mid-game instead of surfing confidently, you've already won half the battle. Next is positioning, arguably the most underrated counter to Kalea. Fighting her near walls is like challenging Usain Bolt on a racetrack. You're handing her the advantage. Her title strike gets enhanced near terrain, and she loves punishing players who cluster up. If your squad insists on grouping like sardines, expect to get grilled. Instead, spread out, force her to choose between targets, and whenever possible, drag fights into open areas of the map. A Kalea fighting in wide empty space is like a shark stuck in a kiddie pool. Scary in theory, but manageable once you realize she can't use her environment. Of course, positioning is only half the story. To really shut Kalea down, you need heroes that laugh in her watery face. Enter Diggie, the clockwork bird who says, "Nice ultimate, Kalea, shame it doesn't matter." His time journey provides CC immunity, completely ruining her big moment. Then there's Mincithar, the bouncer of the Land of Dawn. When Kalea dives with a splash, he simply holds the door shut and keeps her locked down with his Royal Guard skills. And let's not forget Minotaur, whose tankiness and rage-fueled crowd control mean he can soak her best combo and throw it right back. Choosing these heroes isn't just a draft strategy. It's like sending Kalea an RSVP to her own downfall. But it's not only about who you pick. It's also about what you wear. Items play a massive role in reducing Kalea's impact. Stack up physical defense like anti-cuirass or blade armor, and suddenly her enhanced basic attacks feel like getting slapped by a wet noodle. Equip Immortality, and you'll make her work twice as hard for a kill. And if you're feeling fancy, grab Winter Crown. Picture this, Kalea grabs you with her ultimate, drags you in like a prize fish, and right before she slams you down, bam! You freeze in place. It's like hitting pause on her highlight reel. Meanwhile, your team collapses in on her and suddenly the Ocean Queen is sinking. Battle spells also tip the scales. Purify is Kalea's worst nightmare. She spends all this energy setting up for a perfect Dragon Slam, only for you to shrug it off and walk away. It's the equivalent of pulling off an epic prank and your victim just stares at you blankly. If your role allows it, Purify should always be your go-to when Kalea's on the enemy team. Now let's talk skill usage and coordination. Because even the right draft won't save you if you play like headless chickens. Kalea is a combo hero. She wants to engage when her skills are ready. That means your job is to bait those cooldowns. If she wastes Tidal Strike on a tank and misses it on open ground, that's your green light. Engage right after her abilities are down, and she becomes as threatening as a puddle. Likewise, bait her ultimate early. One clever fake retreat can lure out her Tsunami Slam. Survive it, whether with Purify, Diggie's ult or sheer positioning, and suddenly her biggest threat is gone for the next team fight. And here's the cherry on top. Mental pressure. Kalea players love feeling like the centerpiece of a fight. Deny them that satisfaction. Kite her around, ignore her until she wastes her cooldowns, and then collapse. It's like ignoring a drummer until he realizes the band moved on without him. She'll be forced into awkward defensive play, and once Kalea is reacting instead of acting, her effectiveness nosedives. But if I had to crown just one hero as Kalea's kryptonite, it would be Diggie. That's right, the little time-traveling bird is hands down the most consistent answer to Kalea's splashy chaos. And here's why. Kalea's entire kit revolves around locking down her targets. Her Tidal Strike knocks you up, her Tsunami Slam drags you and slams you like a ragdoll, and her enhanced basics heal her and punish group enemies. In short, her game plan is catch, control, collapse. But when Diggie is on the field, that game plan evaporates faster than a puddle in the land of dawn's sun. His ultimate time journey provides team-wide CC immunity and a shield, completely nullifying Kalea's most devastating moments. She pulls your marksman in for a slam, pop Diggie, and suddenly your carry walks away smiling while Kalea stands there looking like she's been belly flopped in the kiddie pool. According to the updated stats from ML Counter as of September 2025, Kalea's win rate plummets when Diggie is picked, with her success rate dipping under 44% in matchups where his time journey consistently denies her ultimate. That's not just a counter. That's a hard reset on her entire identity. So if you remember one thing from this video, let it be this. When Kalea is causing chaos, Diggie turns that chaos into comedy. Draft him, protect your backline, and you'll watch Kalea's impact vanish before your eyes. Kalea is a powerhouse, healing, zoning, and crowd controlling like a tidal wave. But she's not unstoppable. By pressuring her early, fighting in open space, building defensive items, and most importantly, drafting hard counters like Diggie, you can strip away her biggest strengths. The key is adaptability. Don't play Kalea's game, make her play yours. Once you master that, she'll go from fearsome wavecaller to just another ripple in your climb to Mythic. So what do you think? Have you tried using Diggie or other heroes to shut down Kalea's combos? Share your favorite counter tips in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Mobile Legends News for more fresh strategies, guides, and updates every week. Till next time.